Today for Mousetrap Monday, we're going to fill up this can with mice from the barn using one of the all-time greatest mousetraps ever invented. Some say this mousetrap is complicated and over-engineered, but in my opinion, it was invented by a mechanical genius, a German inventor by the name of Carl Bender. He started making these mousetraps back in the 1880s and eventually received patents from several European countries. But in this video, we're going to test out one of Bender's original mousetrap designs. This one's in excellent condition, it still works, it even has the paper labels. It was sold under the brand name Capito. Now this example dates between 1906 and the 1920s. You can tell by the number of holes in the bait cage and the stamping on top. Now I got this impressive mousetrap from a fellow collector over in the Netherlands, but at the time it wasn't complete. It didn't have the can that slides out and back here. I wanted to test it out, so I made a can. This is actually a soup can, and a few days ago it looked like this. I artificially aged the metal with heat, salt, vinegar, and hydrogen peroxide, which gave it a nice rusty patina, and it almost matches the original. This slides out here. I just had to cut down the top just a little. Now the way this mousetrap works, part of the genius is when the mouse goes in there, it gets caught, it goes up this tunnel, then it goes off a diving board and resets the trap for the next victim. So every time you catch and kill a mouse, it resets and the next one can enter. Now on the door it says Vorn, which translates to front. The mouse will go in there, there's a lever holding up the door, and when it steps on a teeter-totter, the door closes. The mouse is trapped inside. Then the mouse will try to escape by climbing up this wire tunnel. Inside is a one-way door right here, so once it goes past that, it can't go back down. It's trapped up here, and that leads to the diving board. We'll go ahead and slide off the top. There, now you can see the diving board. And again, it resets the door for the next mouse, and the mouse will drop down into a small tank of water. Okay, mouse, show us how this trap works. The door closes, it goes up the one-way tunnel. And then when the lid's on, the mouse will drop off the diving board down in the can and reset the trap, all ready for the next mouse. And down here in the can full of water, you'll have a bunch of mice. The Bender trap caught our pet mice, but will it catch wild mice in the barn? Let's go set up the motion cameras and see what happens. Wow, that was incredible. After setting up the Bender mousetrap in the barn over 3 nights, we caught 22 mice. With results like that, it's not hard to tell why I consider the Bender mousetrap to be one of the greatest of all times. Now the can here is completely full. I even had to empty it after the second night. It's not hard to tell why these cans didn't last. The water in there makes them rust. There's dead mice at the bottom. Now I don't want all these mice to go to waste, so I'm going to feed them to wild animals. Let's go set up the motion cameras and see what comes along and enjoy some mouse soup. Well, it didn't take long for our friends, the turkey vultures, to find the mouse soup. Turkey vultures are migratory and they've been gone all winter, but recently they showed back up and they gobbled down the feast provided by the Bender mousetrap. This is one of the greatest mousetrap designs of all time, especially with how many mice you can catch over a short period of time, and they sold it for over 90 years. Here's a Capito from the 1970s. It's a newer version, but it pretty much works the exact same way. The mouse goes in there, gets caught, and then resets the trap for the next victim. Now Bender only received patents in Europe, and it didn't take long for American companies to copy his design. Here's an American version. The patent went to the Automatic Trap Company, who sold it under the brand name Peerless. Now the early Peerless mousetraps were pretty much an exact copy of the Bender design. And because of that, they also worked extremely well. They even made a larger version for catching rats. I posted that in a past video. If you haven't seen it, check it out. Thank you so much for watching this video, and thanks to all the viewers who are sending me pictures of their pets watching Mousetrap Mondays. I discovered I have a huge fan base of humans and animals. If you haven't subscribed, please consider clicking that button. I've posted over 600 videos on YouTube, and currently I'm posting new videos every Monday and Friday. So if you want to see the best videos on how to catch mice, rats, squirrels, chipmunks, moles, voles, and gophers, stay tuned.